Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference kicks off right now at the Moscone Center in San Francisco, California. What can we expect to see from WWDC? Well, we're expecting some new software, possibly some new hardware, and a lot more. We're going to have all that today and more on Digits. And also, don't forget to check out WSJ's home stream right now, where you can see all of the live blogging that's going on from the event. AllThingsD.com also has a live blog going on. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. I'm Lauren Good, reporting for All Things Digital on WSJ Digits. I'm joined by Spencer Ante from the Wall Street Journal and Shara Tibken from Dow Jones Newswires. Guys, thank you so much for being here. A lot of excitement today about what's going on at WWDC. Shara, let's start with you. Tell us what we know right now that we can expect to see today.
Well, I mean, very few things are definite, but we're pretty sure they'll be talking iOS 6, their new mobile operating system. You know, they've put up signs about that, so pretty certain that they're going to be talking about that. Their new operating system for PCs will also be talking about that. They're also expected to unveil new laptops, you know, new MacBook, like the MacBook Air. You know, it's time for a refresh for those. So
right.
Those are the things we're pretty certain are coming out. You know, and then some of the other software enhancements, like their own Maps app, you know, to rival Google's Map. Some iCloud changes. You know, those are kind of the news that we're pretty sure we're going to see today.
Right. Yeah. Last year's WWDC, we did see iOS 5 unveiled, and we saw some changes made that at the time may have seemed sort of small and incremental, but actually were sort of big steps in terms of what was going on with Apple's mobile operating system. Let's talk about iOS 6 first. Let's tackle that. What do you think we could possibly see today that would make a really big difference for what's going to be happening with the iPhone in the coming year? Anything specific? Anything involving maybe Siri? You know, you mentioned Maps.
Yeah. I mean, you know. Definitely, they're supposed to have a new Maps. You know, they want to get away from Google. You know, this reliance on their biggest, their biggest mobile competitor at this point. So that's one of the things we're, really expected to see. Siri, right now it's just on the iPhone 4S. Eventually they've got to move this to some of the other devices like the iPad. So that's one of the things we could see there. There's also talk about closer integration with Facebook. So the Twitter already, kind of has a close partnership with Apple, close integration. Facebook doesn't work quite as well on the mobile devices. So that's one of the things that we're hoping to see today from the show is a better way for Facebook to work with iOS.
Have we heard anything about how they're going to be structuring the event or presenting the executives? Because obviously one of the big questions for Tim Cook was, Steve Jobs is the ultimate showman, the ultimate pitchman extraordinaire. Tim Cook has a different sort of skill set. Are they going to feature other people more, or have you heard anything about that?
I think they have some of the other top executives on the line, at the show. Phil Schiller, who always, is a key figure at the Apple events.
Apple marketing.
Yeah, Apple marketing. The guys who oversee iOS 6, the mobile operating systems. So I think this will definitely be. It won't be the Tim Cook show. It'll definitely be. This is the Apple executives. This is what we're showing.
Spencer, how important do you feel that Tim Cook's performance is today? I know we saw him speak last week at the D10 conference, but other than that, he hasn't really made a ton of public, or any, I think, public, showings, right? So people are going to be looking at him last year with Steve Jobs' last WWDC, as we know. So what do you think the vibe is going to be there?
Well, you saw at All Things D, the shadow of Steve Jobs still looms large over Apple and over the tech industry. I think every time they do these major events, it's going to be a test for all the executives, especially for Tim, since he's still relatively new on the job. So I still think he has a lot to prove in terms of his marketing ability. I think some of the other executives will play a more prominent role, like Phil Schiller, Johnny Ive, Jonathan Forstall. So they'll step up, but Tim still needs to make a good show and represent well, and this is going to be another big test for him.
Very quickly, we hear a lot about how tablets, of course, mainly Apple's iPad tablet, is really munching away at the PC market, and yet we expect to see new operating systems for Macs today and possibly some new hardware, new MacBooks. How important is this to Apple, Shara? I
mean, I think Macs are definitely still very important to Apple. It's their heritage. It's an area where they have an opportunity to gain a lot of share. They're still a really small part of the PC market. Windows pretty much dominates that area, but for Apple, they have a lot of opportunity to go after these. And with the new Ultrabooks coming out, the new MacBook Air could set the bar even higher. A lot of those are kind of modeling themselves off of the current MacBook Air, with these features. And, if we see some of the new things they're talking about, like high-resolution screens,
I think that's a big challenge for the whole company, is like everyone is catching up to Apple on numerous fronts. They need to extend, their innovation lead in smartphones and tablets. in notebooks and PCs. It's like the competition keeps getting more intense, so they still need to keep pushing out there.
Right. Let's take a quick look at Apple's stock chart while we've got it here. Can we pull that up quickly? Okay. It looks like it's just edging up ever so slightly ahead of the event today, or actually while the event is going on now, but no big moves yet. We'll, of course, be keeping you posted on that throughout the day, and we will have updates on WWDC.com and allthingsd.com.